Hi, what's up, people? Welcome to this practical guide on the best products to sell for mini importation business success. This is Tom, and I believe you're gonna enjoy this particular training. Now, why am I doing this training? I made a promise to Olayinka's importation group on WhatsApp that I was gonna analyze the products that he has suggested, because I saw the products he suggested and I felt I was gonna use my wealth of experience to render my thoughts on those products so that to serve as a guide to those newbies that are coming into the field. Just like I've mentioned, it's a way of sharing the little I know through my experiences. The very third one is that it's a solid content for my blog. I have a blog, www.phcpromo.com, that apart from making recommendations on top-notch products at best prices, it also aims to guide the mini importers. There's a section still in development called the Mini Importers Lounge. So when you come there, you get information on tips, tricks, and best practices for the mini importation business. So those are the basic reasons why I'm doing this as a way of fulfilling the promise I made to Olayinka's mini importation group on WhatsApp, sharing the little I know through my experience I've garnered in the field, and also it's going to be a solid content for my blog, and that's basically why I'm doing it. We're going to look at what makes a good product. There are a couple of things that makes a good product. Products you're gonna buy, and products that if you buy them, you're just gonna be wrecked. So that's what we're gonna look at now. And if you're ready, I think you just have to pay very rapt attention, so you're gonna get the best out of what we're doing here. Alright, you look for small, lightweight, simple, and easy to ship products. Yeah, you have to beware of bulky items, because when you buy bulky items, they have so much weight, and definitely that's gonna give you problems when it comes to shipping costs. For example, you get a dumbbell. A dumbbell is pretty not too big, but then because of the item weight, it's gonna give you so much problem, right? You also want products that are simple, right? You don't want any much complex items, though I'm gonna speak about that in detail somewhere else. Something you need to take note of for this is that the airlines, especially if you're using the services of people like DHL, UPS, FedEx, you should be aware that apart from the actual weight of that item, they can also charge you by volume. So whenever an item comes for shipping, there are two things they look at. They look at the actual weight in kg, and then they look at the space. For example, if you bring in let's say an iPad, and then you bring in a pillow, you know that definitely, or maybe let me say a Bluetooth speaker. You bring in a Bluetooth speaker and then you bring in a pillow. The Bluetooth speaker actually has more weight, but the pillow is going to occupy more space. You understand? So that's the point that some persons don't take into consideration or are not aware of. Alright, so you got to be aware of bulky items, so that even if you're because the problem is, even if you could be making so much profit on the item cost as against how much you're selling it, you would have problems with the shipping cost. The shipping cost is just going to drain away all your profit. Alright, so that's something to bear in mind. Another pretty example is furniture. Why do you think many importers don't go into important things like furniture? Because even if you might make profit from comparing the selling costs, or I mean the selling price to the purchase costs, you're gonna drain all your profit when you look at the shipping, because it's a very bulky item, so it's just gonna finish off It's gonna finish off your profit that you made initially. Then reasonable profit per unit. Yes, this is something that we just cannot ignore, because we're in business to make profit. And then if you're not making profit, then you're not in business. All right. That is why you must be able to make reasonable profit per unit. As a matter of fact, there's a simple rule that says 50% margin, that's double your cost. And some persons go as far as recommending 75% margin, that's 3 times your cost. Granted, it's not gonna happen like that all the time, but the emphasis I'm trying to make is the fact that you need to be able to make reasonable profit each time you sell a unit. And that's why I can't sell recharge card ever again. When I was in the high institution, I tried it and I was like, heck, I'm just never gonna do it again. You buy a pack of card for say 960, 940, you sell at 1,000, and then you get people owing you. But even if they don't owe you, you're selling something of 1,000, you're making profit of 60 naira. That's trash. Okay, so you must be able to make reasonable profit per unit. Right, buying something 1,000, selling at 3,000, buying at 2,000, selling 5,000, 6,000. That's it's manageable, right? Because I know there's so many gurus that even actually do it that won't even accept that. They want to buy something at 2,000 and they sell at 7, 8,000. Now, some persons try to separate business and then and conscience, but then it all depends on you personally. If I want to be very honest, I really don't like excessive gains, but I like reasonable gains. All right, so you don't want to do a business that's not worth it. All right, so that's why we say reasonable profits per unit. Start with low cost items, aka low hanging fruits. Alright, yeah, you don't want to buy items that are too expensive when you're just starting up. You want to buy items that you're gonna be able to buy a good number of, okay, at a reasonable startup cost. Not everybody is starting up with the same amount. Some persons want to start with as little as 20,000, some even as low as 15,000. So if you're gonna start with high ticket items, maybe you want to buy something that is just 15, and that's the exact startup amount you have, then that's suicide. That's plain suicide. So you want to start buying items that are cheap, maybe something you can buy at 800 and sell at 25, or maybe something you can buy at 1,000 and then sell at 3,000 or 3,500. Now let me make a very practical example. Let's say you have just 15,000 as a startup capital, and then you're buying an item that costs 12,000. That means you'll be able to buy just one piece of that item, and then let's say you're able to sell that one piece of the item that you bought at 12,000 for let's say you make so much profit from it and you buy 12, you're able to sell say 17, okay, or maybe even 18. Assuming you're selling 18, that means you're making 6,000 as profit. Remember, that's gross profit, not even net profit, because definitely there might be advertising costs, there might be costs for definitely there's going to be cost for shipping, but normally that must have been calculated or factored into your landing cost. That's why I'm not giving it so much attention. Then you're going to deliver, okay, you're going to deliver the item to the buyer and all that. So let's just assume you're able to make a net profit of you're able to make a net profit of 8,000. Now if you're able to find another product that you buy at 1,000, okay, That means with that same 15,000, you're going to be able to buy 15 of those products. Now, let's say that products that you bought at 1,000, you're able to sell at 3,000. Now, it means that on each piece, you're making 2,000. 2 times 15, you're making 30,000. So, I don't know how you compare making 8,000 to making 30,000. That's a difference of a whooping 22,000. So, you get an idea of what we're trying to say. Now, another thing that so many persons will not tell you about is that too cheap is a trap. Too cheap is a trap. Now, what do I mean by too cheap is a trap? When you buy items that are too cheap, let's say you buy an item of, no, I'm not even talking about the fact that you get what you pay for. That's not where I'm even going to look at. I'll look at that in another detailed video I'm going to do that explains the problem people normally have with Chinese products, which is they're not taking into cognizance the fact that you get what you pay for. Now, too cheap is a trap. Now, when I say too cheap is a trap, let's say you see an item that you're able to get at 50 naira, or let's say 100 naira. You're able to buy the item at 100 naira, and you're going to be selling that item at 500. Now, when you look at it at the surface, you're making a profit of 400 naira a piece. Even if you're going to sell the item at 700, let me even be generous. You get an item at 100, you're selling it at 700, so that's 600 naira profit. Now you're just gonna die. How, you might ask me? Yes, you're gonna die because you're gonna definitely do some advertising. You're gonna deliver that product to the customer. Now, if you're selling on the e-commerce platforms, they're definitely going to take a commission. And just in case you did not know, in order to minimize the number of counterfeit or very poor quality items you have on the platform, Jumia has made the minimum commission on any item you sell to be 300 naira. So let's assume you even buy this product at 100 naira, you're selling at 700. Automatically, 300 comes to Jumia. Let's say advertising an item 100 naira, that's 400. And how much are you gonna pay as shipping to deliver that item? So that's something you need to be worried about. That's why I say too cheap is a trap. Okay, so when you, let's say you see the earpiece that people are selling, they are selling 800, and you see a merchant, even if it's on 1688, that's gonna sell it to you at 100 naira. If you buy that item, you're gonna be running at a huge loss, except you have a shop where you're going to be selling it physically yourself. But if you're going to be making any delivery, that is dead on arrival. So I believe that explains when I say too cheap is a trap. Who buys high ticket items? Now, that's another thing you have to be concerned about. Now, before you go into buying high ticket items, you must be sure that you have contacts that are going to buy those high ticket items. For example, if you're going to sell original Rolex watches, then you must have contacts or have a system in place for you to get to those people that buy those high ticket items. Now, there are so many persons that have already conditioned their minds for cheap, all right, and they say, okay, we're just gonna buy cheap. And no matter how you try to explain to them that, hey, when you buy a cheap item, it's still gonna disappoint you, and by the time you end up buying, you might end up spending even more than you bought for the original item. Some persons don't even want to hear that, all right? All they know is they want to spend as less money as possible, and at the end of the day they end up buying very poor quality items. These kind of persons, you cannot explain to them why, or convince them for them to buy your high ticket items. So it's best that if you are going to specialize in selling high ticket items, then you should have high profile customers that are ready to pay for it. That's way you don't just buy products and these products stay with you. Now you must be very careful, all right, and take this advice to heart, because this is coming not from someone that read books or watch videos, but these are things that have happened okay, to persons we know, and to myself, okay, actually doing this business. So you definitely have to be very careful about this. Before you buy high ticket items, make sure that you have contacts that will be able to buy them up from you. Now, a bonus secret for testing new moderately expensive items. This is something I'm not sure you've heard somewhere. Are you ready? I call it a great tip. Now, if you're looking at your screen on the left, you see an Android phone. That's on the left. That elephone happened to be elephone G2. That was the very first time I heard of that company, and their phone was running on Android 5.0. They advertised so many features, and I contacted OK that I was gonna be their distributor in Nigeria. So what happened was I discussed with them and we had a deal, and I paid for some sample pieces of the products, about 10 pieces, I've forgotten actually now. And I actually got into a partnership with someone to say, let's pull this through. Now, by the time the phone was delivered to me, I was disappointed. On the outside, it looked slick, it looked fine, but it had overheating problems, and the battery life wasn't what I expected. They've hyped the battery. If you can do a Google search for Elephant G2, maybe you'll still be able to find some of the marketing they did at that time. But by the time I got the product, looked at it, I wasn't that impressed. It had overheating problems. The battery life wasn't what I expected, and I was disappointed. And in line with my kind of nature, I wasn't comfortable selling that product again. So I just had to stop selling it, and then in fact, I don't know how I disposed it at a loss. Yeah, really, I disposed it at a loss. So that's something you need to be careful about. If you are going to test out items that are just new into the market, then ensure that you physically test it yourself. You're satisfied with a piece before you go on to buy more. I know there is this rule already that says always order for sample pieces, test a few pieces first. But when it comes to items like this, tablets, smartphones, laptop, get just one. Don't get more than one. As a matter of fact, if you're able to get one to test for free, that's what you should go for, instead of spending money and then you're not able to sell out. You find out that it's lost. You need to just sell the sample at giveaway, or just give it out. The second one on the right is Bluebo X550, the very first phone in the world that came with Ampere's 5300 milliampere battery. I got that because I really loved it. There's a journey I was gonna embark on that time, and at that time the journey was gonna be to a place, a kind of remote location where I was not guaranteed of power supply. So I felt, hi, if I get this, that means I'm gonna be able to worry less about battery. And really, it did serve. Yeah, it did. It was a very nice smartphone. Matter of fact, it's still with me. But what happened was that I was working some day, and it was raining, and when the rain subsided, it was already dark, so I used the phone as a torchlight, and it was actually drizzling quite a bit, just very little, but I felt it was something negligible. So I used it as a torchlight, and unknown to me, water entered into it. I got to notice that much later into the night. I looked at it. The battery was inbuilt. I felt it's just little water, so I don't need to open it up. Uh, that's dismantled completely, so I just took off the back cover, cleaned it a bit, and then let it be. Now that got to the screen, and After some time, about a week, started giving me problems. The screen was cut in half, and it wasn't fun again for me. And then after that, there were memory card slot issues, which we found out to be a factory problem, and that persisted for a long period of time. And that was just the end. I actually ended up buying 3 different screens, which were very expensive because the LCD and the digitizer are actually built in one, and it just wasn't fun at all. Really, it wasn't fun. And till date, I've not been able to make use of that phone again. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, when you're trying to buy an item that's moderately expensive or expensive, try to get at least, I mean at most, a piece for you to test and be satisfied with it before you go on to get more. Or if possible, opt for getting that item for you to test it free of charge, FOC. Run from common products and products with high brand loyalty. Yes, if you're going to survive in the meat importation business, you have to run away from common products that people can just buy around their streets. Products that people can just walk down the street and get them, run away from them. Except what they are selling is the counterfeit, and you know you can get the original one, and there is a market for that original one. People know that original, and that's what people want, then you can get it. But if what you're gonna buy is what you can find from every nook and cranny of the street, I would say run away from it because it's just too common. Another thing is products with high brand loyalty. If you're going for products that have high brand loyalty, things like close up, McLean's, or a B toothpastes, they already have so many brands that have high brand loyalty. So if you come up with yours and you're trying to compete with Colgate or a B Sensodyne, I bet you're gonna have a very tough fight. So that's not something you want to do. For you to acquire a customer, it's going to cost you so much in advertising and pitching. So run away from products that have high brand loyalty. Run away from common products that people can get from every corner of the street. Beware of regulated and trademarked goods. Yes, just in case you don't know it, platforms like Congo and Jumia, because of the proliferation of fake items, counterfeit items, copyright items, they're doing a crackdown on branded products. So you have to be aware of trademarked goods, especially when you know you're not selling the original. That's something you have to be careful of. Then highly regulated items like drugs, right? You have to be very wary of those items. Drugs, firearms, explosives, things that are highly regulated. Drugs, things that can serve as drugs, you need to be very careful of them. Beware of them, because if you don't follow this tip, like I said, you land yourself either in your village or in the prison. You choose one, right? Either you land yourself in the village when you're not able to sell them and you've gone bankrupt, or you land yourself in the prison when the popo comes after you, and I'm very sure you don't want to do that. Fragile products can fry you. Yes, that's right. Fragile products can fry you. When you're selling products that are fragile, it means that they're easily damaged. You don't want to sell products that are easily damaged. You want to sell products that have a high tolerance for error, right? Let's say you get a piece of clothing and it's torn somewhere in it. You can easily take that to a good tailor and they'll fix it for you. But what happens when you buy a complex machinery and something goes awry, something goes bad with that particular machinery? It means you run the risk of either losing that full machinery or losing a whole lot of money. So you have to be careful of fragile products. Going for products that have a high tolerance for error, and you're just gonna be good. Practical life example using the skills learned so far. So what I'm gonna do at this stage is that we are gonna look at the products that have been we're gonna look at the products that have been recommended by Olayinka in his video, I'm sorry, in his PDF, and then from there we're going to try to apply some of this criteria to the items that you have there. All right, so we look at his product recommendations right now, and Okay, there's the one done by Olayinka. He's manual. So let's look at the products that he actually recommended. You can also check it for your various products. Okay, he recommended some products, and the very first one is a Bluetooth backpack. Alright, so I'm gonna click on this and let's see what it is. If that's taking time to load, maybe I'll copy it and then go paste it in a browser. Mind you, I opened up the page in my Google Chrome browser because of its translation features. I found it to be very much ideal for opening websites on 1688. The link that Mr. Olayinka shared was a link on 1688, and I've used my Google Chrome browser to try to access it right now. I think what I'm going to do is let me also load up the other pages. So that once I'm done with the first, I'll just go over to the second. Okay, the first one is up. Alright, so let me paste it and go. So let's look at the very first product here. Was a Bluetooth backpack. So let me translate the page so we can see what's written. So many persons have actually bought this product. As you can see, about 7,844 persons have bought this product, and they have about 2,176 reviews, and you can see that all the reviews are good. Now let's look at it quickly. The bag looks nice. Actually, it looks nice. Yeah, really looks nice. And let's look at the price. If you're buying from 3 to 499 pieces, you have an offer for 40 yuan. If you're buying from 500 to 999, you have an offer for 39 yuan. If you're buying more than 10,000 pieces, you're giving for 35 yuan. Now, taking a yuan to be about 58 naira, okay, that's about 58 naira. Then that gives me 58 times 40, which is 2,320 naira. This item weighs about 1 kg. You can see here the net weight 0.8, so packaging everything is going to be about 1 kg. And taking a kg into the country, you should be talking about 5.2 times 370 roughly, so 1924. Okay, so you have about 4,244 naira. Okay, so roughly let's say this bag comes in at 5,000. So saying anti-theft travel backpack, men and women large capacity waterproof nylon computer bag, USB charging shoulder bag, college bag. Looking at it, Let's see what the special features are. I'm still trying to understand how it implements the anti-theft feature. But I want to say why this is a good bag. Okay, a nice looking bag. The thing is, we're not able to verify the quality of this right off the bat. I mean, you can't just know the quality when you're looking at it from here until you get a few sample pieces. And that means you should be ready to have a market for this at about 10,000. So if you know you have people that are willing to buy this at 10,000 naira, then that's fine. One thing you can quickly do very quickly is for you to take this name and try to search it on Jumia, Konga, DOD and see how much they are selling it, and if possible how long it's been there. Alright. Yes. Okay, you did it. Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick search. Sorry, don't know why my system is lagging. So we can see this, it's on Amazon. Anti-theft business laptop backpack with charging port. Okay, very evidently this has been selling so well. It's been selling very well and quite expensive. Okay, backpacks, laptop backpacks. So anti-theft business laptop backpack with laptop charging port, fits 15.6-inch laptop, slim travel college book bag for MacBook. Let's look at this dimension: 20 times 12.2. Let's see different designs. Okay, dimension, anti-theft, theft-proof combination lock, and durable metal. But when you say there's something funny here. When you say anti-theft laptop backpack, because of the combination lock and durable metal zippers, depends on who you're pitching it to. Because if they're able to get the bag, they just tear it. Just tear it. Backpack built-in USB charger, ports outside, and built-in charging cable. Inside, this USB backpack offers you a more convenient way to charge your phone while walk. The backpack doesn't power itself. USB charging port on the offers an easy access to charge. I don't really get that. It's not as if this is it's not as if it's a power bank. It doesn't power itself. Let's see what backpacks are selling on Jumia. Let's see what they're selling. Okay, so you see in Jumia this is selling at 7,000. Jumia Express 7,450. And it's been selling, and you know that definitely there's gonna be a commission right? So if you're trying to go into selling this item, okay, then you should know that your cost price roughly 4K. It's possibly gonna be less than that. I can personally, if I'm the one buying it, I know how to bid the price down. Okay, but you're getting this at about 5K because okay, I'm gonna assume it's no battery, so you're not gonna be getting charged for a battery product, right? But mind you, 1 kg, quite bulky. I won't be selling this personally. I won't be selling that. So the second product that he recommended, yeah, this factory direct smart abdominal stick fitness equipment, abdominal exercise. Um, Now I'm gonna try. I've already checked this up, and actually, it's a good buy. 1,518, 405 reviews. Okay, going at 68. Now, mind you, it doesn't mean that you must buy or you have to buy from the link that Mr. Olayinka suggested in his manual. You can buy from several other links. We're only looking at, is it a product you should buy? Okay. Now, um, you see, we looked at this. We said roughly 5K to bring it in. Right? We said roughly 5K to bring it in. Possibly you can get it less, 3K something. Okay, you can get it less, 3K something. It's selling at 7 something. Remember, you're gonna ship it to the buyer. Remember, you have to pay some commission to the online platforms. That's now let's go to. Actually, you can confirm that getting that backpack from 1688 was a bad game because this is selling at 45 here on 45 times 360. 45 times 360. No, that's wrong. 45 times 360. It's about 16,000 there. About 16,000 there. Well, actually, it's an innovation. It's an innovation, but like I did say, it depends on where you're taking it to. Alright? But at least it's safe. Yeah, very safe. There's a very good use case here. Like when you travel, when you're traveling using the airlines, and they say you should check in your bags. Most times, if you meet a very good attendant, they tell you make sure you take out all your valuables, your laptops, your iPad, credit cards, and all that. Make sure you take it out of the bag. So that's a very good use case, all right, for the fact that it's anti-theft. But then the other thing is gonna have to rely on the quality of the bag itself. So it's in this case, it has a use, but the final decision actually rests on you. Okay, I've seen a very good use case here. When you're traveling through the airlines and you need to check in your bag. Okay, people most times do tamper with it, but this could be a savior. This could be a savior. But that is no guarantee that you shouldn't take out what you need to take out. Hope I made myself very clear there. So now let's look at this. The one for 6 packs, I said yes. I feel this is a good buy. I feel this is a good buy. And the reason I feel this is a good buy is because we live in a society where people want to do things the easy way. All right, people want to do things the easy way. When you tell people to do push-up, workouts, all that, it's rather stressful, you know. But then, if they're able to just put something on, and then they get the abs, the six packs, it's not bad. And this is at 68. I guarantee you can get this at say 40, 50, but let me just do a calculation with 50. What's the weight like? The weight is 0.5 kg. Alright, so let me say 0.5 times 5.2 times 370. So 962 will bring it in. Okay, and then the item itself, assuming you're getting at 50 times 58. I'm assuming that's the exchange rate for yuan plus 962, I guess, that I calculated. So it means about roughly 4K brings us in. And like I said, it's something people are going to want to get, provided it works. Okay, so if you're able to get this and you verify that it's actually working, then you don't have any problem. And I checked this out on Conga before, and I found that people are selling it between 15 to between 12 to 15K. That's what I saw it selling for. So it's not a bad it's not a bad product. Abs, 6 packs, trainer, that's Jumia. Okay, so let's see what they're selling it on Jumia. Okay, right now on Conga, so it's at 12 to 15K. I can get it in at 4K. That's 3 times margin. If you're selling at 12, but remember you have to give Jumia a commission and all that. All in all, it's not a bad product. Honestly, it's not. So you see this Jumia Global 6,000. And remember, for Jumia Global, it means that they're going to get in that product from overseas. It's shipped from overseas. Okay, so it takes so much time to be received. This is 8 something. Alright, and this is 15, like I said. So this actually isn't a bad product. Alright, it's a good one. It has a use case. The margins are good. Alright, now let's look at his next recommendation. MicroTouch. How many of these products can I look at for the sake of time? How many can I look at? Let's see, set MicroTouch. While that is loading, let me bring in the next one, Crank Chop Blender. Okay, Crank Chop. Okay, let's see what that looks like. TV Razor, MicroTouch, men's shaver razor, MicroTouch, Max Min Shiva Razor. Microtouch Max Min Shiva Razor hair clipper. These are the kind of products that actually, if they have a good, if they're working very well, you're most likely gonna make a huge profit from, right? Let me try to search for that on Jumia and see how much it's selling here. Okay, this was a crank chop blender. So much has been sold already, 8,717 naira. I mean, sorry, 8,717 dues and 776 reviews. 11 times 58 gives you at 638, right? 638. I was trying to pick out the weights. Taking too much time to load. Okay. Micro touch, health and beauty. So let's see. Lip plaster, micro touch, max personal nose. This is going for 1,160. Right now, 8 times 58, 464. Would this sell? Would this sell? Okay, so there's the micro touch max. My personal nose, ear, neck, beard trimmer. Selling at roughly 4,000. All you now need to do is find out if this product is actually selling. These are very good products, okay, in terms of our profit margin, because this is at these are 8 times 58. Okay, so if you're getting at 464 and let's say let me assume it's 0.5 kg, which I know it's not even up to. So I'll say it's 0.5 times 5.2 times 370. Alright, 962 plus what did we calculate before? 10,452. So 1,414, and you're getting 3,000 plus roughly 4k. Not a bad deal. Alright, so what I've done, basically you can repeat all these and then you get the concepts. Alright, you get the concepts. This is a perfect product, near perfect product if it's actually selling. Okay, back to our slide. Before we conclude, the new word in this business is what is known as evergreen products. Now, evergreen products are products that people are going to use on daily basis. All right, products that solve problems and people use them on daily basis. Those are the evergreen products. Those are the products that are selling right now like wildfire. Because what used to happen is that you look at those products we just examined, recommended by Olainka. Actually, he did a great job. But what happens is, because I've shown this thing to you, I've gone a step further above what he did. I've shown it to you, shown you an example of the prices you can get them and what they're selling in the market. So many persons will be watching this, and what they do is they go to the market, buy this product, and before you know it, it becomes saturated. So what people have gone ahead to do now, people that are trying to be one step ahead of the game, is look at products that people would definitely use. For example, people are going to have the problem of security, right? People want innovative products that will bring security. People want products that are for health. People want to be beautiful. Problems about acne, black spots, dark spots, and so many other products, sex-related products, right? Problems with PE and all the rest, right? So because these things will definitely be there. There are problems that have been there. There are problems that are here, and even tomorrow they will continue to be there. So that is a new word in this business. All right. The new word in this business is evergreen products, and by evergreen products we mean products that are solving problems that were there. They're here, right? And they'll continue to be there even tomorrow. So right now, thank you for taking this course. It's been a very wonderful time I've spent with you people. I believe you've learned one or two things. Alright, so what do you need to do now? If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, drop them in the comments box below, the comment section below this video. And you need to please like the video. Yeah, like the video. And subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any new videos. YouTube has a new rule that you need at least 1,000 subscribers. I have barely 200 subscribers, so I need subscribers. So that's the only appreciation that I need right now. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, right? Turn on notification for this channel, and the reason you want to turn on notification for this channel is so that whenever I do a new video, you're not gonna miss out. You're just gonna have it. And do want to visit our website on www.phcpromo.com. You want to make sure you visit this website, because when you visit this website, there's so much information we're bringing your way. We are bringing in products and recommending products at discounted price. And for the mini importers, we have the mini importers launch, where you're definitely gonna learn a lot. So that's it for me. And if you want a one-on-one training, a one-on-one, then make sure to WhatsApp us on 0703-455-4516. And what do I have to say again? All out peeps. See you some other time.